So guys, let me give you an intro to this amazing designer, friend, product, oh no, she's engineer. She's come from a different world really, but actually all the worlds collide. And it's just an amazing person who, so we're actually being sponsored by ORTA. So she works for ORTA and she's given us, like three fabrics or 2 fabrics for like Kingston?
Three.
Yeah. Really amazing fabric. I think they're quite lightweight and they're quite beautiful. So when you do your toiling and your drape on your stand, think of, we're going to see the fabrics next week. So maybe you have a look at the ORTA ones, but it's pretty awesome what they're giving. So I just want to thank you for joining us. I know it's been we have a hard day for you, and I appreciate you coming online. So we're all feeling for you, and I hope everyone gets what they need and support that they need in like sort of Turkey. But so like ZENNURE is in like Turkey, and she's one of the main sponsors for our Kingston Denim project. So she's going to be actually looking at all of your work in the coming weeks. We're going to get on a Zoom with her. You want to thank her? Neil wants to thank you
for your continued support again. We're sending all our love to you.
With pleasure. Thank you.
Yeah. No. So we're going to invite ZENNURE to a fitting. So we're going to do a live Zoom with her, and she's going to see all your fittings for a few hours in the next few weeks. That's going to be quite fun. And then hopefully, if she can make it at the end of March, early April, maybe if she's got time, she can visit us for the final. Hopefully, let's hope. Hopefully. So like ZENNURE is going to do a presentation for us. I asked her a very broad subject. I'm so sorry. It's like finishing and this kind of thing. So I'm excited to see what you're going to do, whatever it's going to be. But you're very welcome to introduce yourself and share your presentation. And we'll have a little Q&A in about 15 to 20 minutes.
Okay, great. So let me start with introducing them. You did it very well. I'm ZENNURE from ORTA, a Turkish denim mill, which will be celebrating our 70-year anniversary this year. And we are always having pleasure to work with the students, to see your great projects. Yeah, I'm seeing myself also on the big screen. Yeah, also this is another exciting exciting semester with us. And today I'll be talking about sustainable denim finishing. Whenever you are ready, I can start with sharing my screen. Although the topic is very, very comprehensive and we have just a very limited time, like 15, 20 minutes.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I try to keep it as much as simple without avoiding to use lots of chemicals or lots of the terminology, because unfortunately, especially in denim finishing, we have a lot. So let me share my screen with you guys. Hey, once again, hello to everybody. As I said, today I'll be talking about sustainable finishing in denim. It's a very comprehensive and actually it's a kind of exciting topic, which is a kind of my passion actually when we talk about denim and denim finishing. And as you can see, the magic formula in here at the bottom, everything starts with this magic formula that represents indigo dye stuff, actually, that represents indigo. And the specialty of indigo dyeing of denim is the ring effect, achieved by either rope or warp dyeing. And during indigo dyeing with those methods, with the rope dyeing and warp dyeing, we dye only the outer part of the yarn, and the inner part of the yarn stays white. Why we are doing it, I will explain it while we're talking about the finishes, both the dry and wet finishes. And while finishing, the aim of dry processes in finishing is locally removing the dye stuff on the yarn and to reveal this undyed white inner part of the yarn. Why we are doing it? We are doing it to obtain natural used looks, and some high and lows. And while the aim of wet processes is removing the indigo on the surface to obtain different wash levels, different shades, regular or random bleach effects that we will be also talking about, and creating unlimited color combinations. So thanks to indigo first, And thanks to these both dry and wet processes, denim provides us unlimited color combinations. And when we look how it starts, there is a rope dyeing example in here that you can see in the picture on the right. So applied on the white yarn, everything starts on the white yarn actually. It is the beginning, and in order to we apply the dye on the white yarn in order to obtain light to dark navy shades. We know that the indigo fabric is like a kind of dark, like a kind of dark navy shade. So it is coming from these dyeing methods. And the magical fabric with indigo is here. It is for you as a blank canvas. So we mainly called the denim fabric as a blank canvas for you to play in denim finishing in order to create your own looks, your own unique designs. We will be seeing also some examples in the next slides. But when we look how it ends, so we saw how it starts with the white yarn, and when we look how it ends, actually it is an example from Nudie brand, from Nudie jeans, starting from raw unwashed, like in the first picture on the left. And in these frames, they are presenting, Nudie is presenting the transformation of their jeans after a couple of weeks or months of wear experiences. Of course, without washing, we are obtaining all these effects naturally with wear experiences in terms of both weeks and months. And why they are doing that? In order to show the changes on the garments from different users with different lifestyles, etc. Actually, you can see the names of the different users and the timing, how long they use their jeans without washing, etc. So in brief, the beauty of the indigo dyed jeans is they live with you. We always tell that indigo lives with you, denim lives with you. And it reflects your body, your movements, your lifestyles, as we can see here from different pictures of the different user experiences. And on the right, you are seeing a garment in the frame. Actually, it's from one of our garments, and you can ask that why it is in the wooden frame, because we believe every jean is unique and every jean deserves to be called as an artwork. So while we're talking about denim finishing, we have a hashtag like denim art. So denim art hashtag comes from this mentality actually. And when we look at the story from raw to light bleach levels, as you can see in the pictures, they are all the same fabrics actually. So it represents by using the same fabric or same jean, you can decide how far you want to go. Thanks to indigo, you can do by using just one fabric, it can open you unlimited horizons for your imaginations. So you can decide how far you go by using your denim from raw to light levels. Even it is possible go to till white with using your denim. These are some examples for your imagination actually. And denim finishing starts, as I said, with dry processes mostly. Dry processes are the mechanical processes which are applied on garments to give the desired used look or vintage effects. All these effects that you can see on the screen, actually they are the natural effects after wearing your raw jean, your raw denim, where, for a certain period of time, due to your movements, due to your lifestyles, you can see this kind of effects with your vintage denim. But what we are doing by washing, we are actually, or denim finishing, we are actually mimicking all these natural effects. And today there are different types of dry processes applied in denim finishing, such as scraping or sanding, let's say, whiskering, brushing, tacking. We will go deep in that directions and also for the more information, grinding or some destroy or damages, etc. all the dry processes were applied by hand in conventional methods. Nowadays, this is a very important for us. Laser marking have become an important alternative in terms of sustainable finishing. And hand sanding, scraping is the first step of dry processes, mostly, as I said, and they are applied on air dummies. You are seeing some pictures on the left. Sanding is done by hand with brushing the front face of the fabric by sandpaper. You are seeing also some examples of the sandpaper. And with sandpaper, also the process that called whiskering is possible. Whiskering, you can see also on the top left. Whiskering is actually like drawing the natural worn look one by one, drawing these patterns on the garments by hand. So as you can imagine, it needs a real craftsmanship. So that's why it is very valuable. And as you can see in the pictures, the creases, actually, let's go to the previous one. As you can see in the pictures, these cracked effects, high and low parts, normally occurs naturally if you wear your jeans for a long time without washing. So as I said, by sanding and whiskering, we are mimicking all these patterns, especially on special movement parts, like especially on hips, on front thigh area, knee, back knee, and hand, etc. And yes, today, recently, it is possible to have all these effects by laser marking rapidly, and most importantly, with preventing the mistakes due to the manual processes, because they really need craftsmanship, and it's really hard to do in the long production. So that's why laser marking is quite important with preventing the mistakes during the production due to the manual processes. And scraping is mostly done on the unwashed garments, because unwashed fabric, or you will see when you have the unwashed fabrics, is stiffer than the washed one. It's obvious. If the fabrics haven't been washed before the dry processes, it makes drawing easier. But when the garment is washed before the dry processes, since the fabric gets softer by washing, and scraping gets harder, and you can see less visual drawings or less visual sanding parts. So on the other hand, when we talk about the laser marking provides flexibility to the manufacturer due to the possibility of done before or after wash. So it is possible to make laser on the raw garments or the washed garment. This is another advantage. And after sanding, after doing sanding, in order to have whiter surface, because after sanding we can still see the blue dust on the garment comes from indigo, we need to remove the indigo particle, this dust, from the fabric surface. So mostly by spraying or by brushing with some chemicals, we are obtaining whiter looks. And also after these chemicals, we need neutralization with some chemicals also. So we can remove this indigo and obtain whiter surface by applying chemicals and neutralizing this chemical in the traditional methods. But with laser, without chemicals, without water and human power, it is possible to obtain this white fading. So this is also another advantage. And today with laser marking, sanding, spraying, damaging, stonewash effects are easily done by laser marking by laser machines with fast and without having, with the standardization actually. And these machines, of course, don't use any water, any chemicals, and it is possible to apply laser on both fabric and garment form. What I said before, it is possible to apply laser on unwashed or the washed garment, and now it is also possible to apply laser on both the fabrics and also the garment form. So these are the most known bleaching agents in terms of denim washing, in terms of the traditional washing, actually, that can be used in the bath. These chemicals can be used in the bath for overall bleaching, or can be applied locally by spray or by brush methods in terms of the look and effect that we would like to obtain. But I don't want to go too many technicals with those chemicals. And what we can say about these chemicals, that hopefully we will be talking about these chemicals less than before. And actually we are seeing these chemicals less than before, thanks to the some substitution chemicals provided with the chemical companies, and also some new technologies developed by the technology companies. Still, in some of the production facilities, it is common because they are cheap and then they are easy to apply. Also, for example, in terms of both hypo and permanganate, you can see the whiteness effects mostly for chlorine simultaneously. That's why there are lots of reasons that still some laundries are using them, but hopefully we will be talking about them less, or maybe no more. And also most of the laundries and also the brands already banned the usage of these chemicals. And let's check some mechanical damages, actually. We are calling them mechanical damages by grinding. So these damages, also they are called as destroys, are applied on denim garments for worn and torn look. Normally, as you can see in the pictures, these tears, these broken parts occurred with the long usage of these garments. But we are doing in the industry, in order to mimic that looks, mostly done by devices that have high-speed rotating bits with granule stones, and when applied on the garment causes abrasion and locally breaks the yarns. So you can see also lots of breakages with the yarns, and also you can see lots of repairing, also hand stitching, etc., to make your garment more unique. So nowadays, yes, again with laser machines, it is possible to obtain this looks, to break the yarns, to create these damages by using only laser. And when we come to the denim washing, when we come to the wet processes, of course, we are not doing washing in the pool, although the earlier inspiration came from the pool and the bathtub, actually. You can see lots of examples about that. And after dry processes, to get the desired used lighter or cleaner looks or colors, we need wet processes in the industry, in the laundry. And when we look at the most common materials and the washing types, these are stone wash and also the enzyme washes. Stone wash is done by using the pumice stone. You are seeing an example in here, actually. And we are using lots of different enzymes according to the required effects, according to make the colors lighter, to obtain cleaner colors, or avoiding removing the hairness or peeling on the surface of the garments coming from the mechanical practices. So basically we put the stones, what we are doing in the stone wash, basically we put the stones and the garments in the same machine, and by the mechanical abrasion, stone wash provides different effects and worn look depending on the quality and the dimension of the pumice stone, because we are using lots of small and big pumice stones in the production. And of course, according to the process time, we are obtaining lots of different vintage effects in the laundry. And here, recently, you can see some sustainable stone alternatives against the stone particles that needed to be discharged from the wastewater and from the garment surface, because they are sticking on the garment, that we need to make some rinse processes, and also we need to clean our discharge water after using the pumice stone. And these sustainable stone alternatives mostly created from recycled polyester, like you see in the bottom picture, the colored ones. And also some of them is created by using the recycled stones together with some organic binders, etc. And the aim is here to save water due to the creating no back staining, because when we use this kind of materials, we don't have any back staining in the laundry. And also, these kind of materials provides us longer usage when we compare it with the normal stone, pumice stone. And of course, the clean water discharge availability. These are some advantages of using these materials. And on the right, actually in the middle, it's about some alternative meshing practices. Maybe you can hear about some nebulization systems, the spraying chemicals on the garments, etc. So these machines spray the chemicals by nozzles via nebulization systems onto the garments directly, because normally in the traditional washing systems you need to use extra water in the bath to get your desired ratio, liquor ratio, etc. By using these chemicals, you don't need to use water, or you are using minimum water, and you don't need to use extra chemicals, also the human power, etc. And recently, most of the chemical companies have developed alternative chemicals to support these systems, because you can't use any chemical with those nebulization systems. Chemicals needs to be also developed for this system. So also most of the chemical companies are working on that with collaboration with the machinery factories companies. So when we look at the bleaching is normally done by active and effective chemicals like hypochlorine, like permanganate or peroxide, etc. And today, while almost all chemical companies also working on some substitutions instead of these strong chemicals like chlorine and permanganate, and also luckily we started talking about ozone bleaching in the industry more than ever, which we will be talking now. Ozone actually is a very strong oxidizing agent, and it is applied on the jeans as gas form in a closed loop system. So you can think that you are giving the ozone in a gas form into the machine, and then it affects the garments in that closed loop system. And it can be applied on the dry garments for cleaning the back staining and making the fabric brighter. And it can be also applied onto the wet garment for bleaching. So it can work also for bleaching agents. So here actually there is some technical information about how ozone molecules work. We can talk about it later on, but I don't want to be too technical. Just I would like to let you know that ozone bleaching doesn't require additional chemical or water. And after the processes, it is turned into oxygen in that machine, in that closed loop system before discharge to the atmosphere. So there is no harm about this chemical into the atmosphere, into the environment. And of course, there are some fashion looks. We talked about lots of vintage looks, actually. Let's talk about some fashion looks. Random bleaching, acid wash, or snow wash, or ice washing. You may be familiar to those wordings. They are normally done by using, again, the same chemicals like permanganate or chlorine or other active chemicals, activator chemicals. And yes, today it is also possible to use ozone also for this kind of fashionable effects. So for ozone, actually the effectiveness and the usage, actually the usage ways of ozone is getting very increased. So that's why it's possible to almost obtain all kind of unlimited effects and the colors, let me say. And today, almost all conscious chemical companies, as I keep saying, are working on less impactful versions of the denim finishing chemicals. What kind of chemicals are those? Chemicals that work at low temperature with cold water, or even it's possible to use that chemical in waterless form. and chemicals that have ZDHC, GOTS, Blue Sign kind of certifications, which these certifications are very well known in our industry. And not only the chemical companies, actually today also the fabric manufacturers like us. So we are developing fabrics. We are focusing on to develop fabrics that works perfectly with the systems that has laser and ozone sensitivity to obtain better results also in the garment form. So we are not thinking about our processes. Also, we are focusing on the processes after us. That's why we are creating the fabrics that works perfectly with that systems without harming the garments, or in order to obtain really good, bright results by using our fabrics. And finally, the benchmarking systems. Benchmarking systems are actually quite important. They are very important. And with the acknowledgement that you can't manage what you don't measure. So I'm giving you I'm sharing just two examples here. Here, two examples from garment scorecards from both Genealogy and Tonello technologies. They are very well known in our industry actually. And the aim is showing the impact categories of the finishing steps, not only to the producers, also sharing these steps, these impacts with the consumers. So the best part is, the good part is, these impact cards are getting more common in our industry today, and we can see these cards on the finished products also in many brand stores. And the aim is to be a guide for the consumers, and to create awareness for the consumers in terms of denim finishing steps actually. So while you are buying garments, please check if there are some remarkable hang tags on the garments like that. And mostly you can see their environmental impacts in terms of water, in terms of energy, and in terms of chemical usage, and also in terms of CO2 emissions, which are very, very important for our industry as well. And actually, that's all from me at the moment. Hope it is understandable because
It's
I tried
okay.
to make
We're gonna
it
just
too fast. And yeah,
I know you're so fast. 1 second. We're gonna got some questions for you. I'm just gonna make you so you're not pinned as well. Now, I've got a question for you just to kick it off, because these
Great.
guys are they're in a dark room, so they're just acclimatizing to the waking up again. But what they're amazing. Question for you. What processes are you most excited about? Being an engineer, you've been in the field for 15, 20 years now. So what excites you more for the next 20 years going forward? Excites you?
Okay. Actually, it is the combination. Not only one process. Today, it is possible to talk about some smart kind of laundries, starting from laser, continues with the ozone processes, and also together with this nebulization system, if it is necessary. Sometimes it doesn't necessary at all. And in that smart laundries, the one thing that is really nice, also I haven't mentioned, these systems also can talk directly through the computers. The systems can talk directly with the 3D designing systems like Clio or like Browseware and the other kind of designing systems. This is also very remarkable, because when you start to work at the laundry, you can see the final result on the 3D garment, if it is even possible. And the other thing, again, related to this smart laundry, is it is possible to use, to make recycled 100% of your water. So by starting very little amount of water, you can totally use all this water by recycling and recycling again. No need to extra water, and even almost without chemicals, or very little amount of chemicals. So it's hard to say only one process or only one machine. I think the combination of that working systems in the smart laundries you can have just 3-4 machinery. That's all. You can
Yeah.
even see the final
And-
result in 3D form. I think this is more exciting.
What's exciting also, because obviously you and I started in the industry quite in a similar time, we've seen it change a lot in the last 10, 15 years, quite a lot, to a point where now so many of these technologies can be in a town center. They don't have to be in an industrial environment anymore. So, you know, it's going to be becoming quite common to see some of this machinery, you know, in stores and shops as well. So it's quite
Yes.
common. It's going to be, yeah. So it's quite exciting.
Yeah, they
Guys,
are too
any
clean.
questions? Yeah,
They are
exactly.
too clean. They are very good looking machinery, actually.
Yeah,
You
they
can
look good
put-
as well.
Yeah.
Any questions? Obviously, it was quite a comprehensive discussion that sort of like ZENNURE shared with us, all about chemicals and finishing. Obviously, like you guys are going to be making collections in the next few weeks. Any questions at all? You're talking to an expert here about finishing. Anyone wants to like kick it off? We got about five minutes. Come on, guys. One question. Come on.
Hmm.
Oh, what a disappointment. Any questions from our team over here? Anything at all? No. Okay, I'm gonna chat with you then. It's a
Don't worry.
shame.
It's still a complicated topic.
It's a very complicated thing. Obviously, you know, they're gonna go and see some finishing plants at Black Horse Lane. They're gonna see the tornillo technology. They're gonna go and see some of the like genealogia technology. So they are gonna see it in the next few weeks. So they might have more questions for you in a few weeks' time, unfortunately.
Of course, anytime.
Yeah, anytime. But obviously, like ZENNURE, we're gonna invite you also to a fitting in the next few weeks. These guys are getting their fabrics literally in a few weeks' time, and they're at their research development stage, fabric stage soon, pattern cutting, toiling. So it's a 2-month project. So definitely halfway through, we'll get you on a Zoom and you can see some cool stuff. And we'll invite you to the final as well at the end of March, early April. Hopefully you can come.
Great. Looking forward to.
No, and thank you so much for your time. You were very, very kind. See you at Kingpins, I guess. So yeah.
See you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye. Thanks,
Bye-bye.
guys.